Hey, and welcome to Luxury Mojo, where you can stay up to date with the latest motivation to grow up financially and cultivate a millionaire lifestyle. If you find yourself struggling to budget and save money, there's a technique you might want to try: cash envelope stuffing. While there are many new personal finance platforms and apps that can help, sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming. Sometimes it's better to go back to basics and remove the digital technology out of your life. If you're interested in a more physical version of budgeting, then cash envelope stuffing might be for you. Cash envelope stuffing does work if you know some things about it, which we'll discuss in today's video. If you want to get updated about the latest motivation to grow up financially, don't forget to subscribe to Luxury Mojo for more riveting content. Just one click on the bell icon and stay with us. Let's begin with how does cash envelope stuffing work? Cash envelope stuffing is a systemic personal budgeting method. It relies on being able to use cash for almost all fixed and variable purchases throughout the month. So if you haven't got the cash left, you can't go splurging on luxury buys. The envelope tries to control the impulse buying and help you live within your means. And it works by using the Saver Plan. Steps to start cash envelope stuffing. Before you begin spending any of your cash, you'll need to set up your envelope. There will be ongoing management as your finances change over time, but these will get you right on your way to success. Number 1, start with your budget. The cash envelope stuffing won't work if you don't have a budget created. To be successful with cash envelopes, you have a lot of work that needs to be done long before you begin the process of switching from debit to cash for your budget. If you haven't already, you need to create a successful budget. That's the first step. Number 2, tracking your spending. There's no way you'll know how much cash to use for your envelopes if you're not familiar with where your money is going. The cash envelope system requires you to know which categories of your budget you want to spend in cash. If you've never tracked your expenses before, you need to start right now. This involves reviewing and analyzing past bank statements, saving receipts, keeping an expense tracker, and organizing your spending. Number 3, categorize your spending. After you've successfully tracked your spending for a period of time, I recommend a month, it's time to break your data and purchases into categories. Once you're aware of where your money is going, you need to add up how much you have spent in each category. Every month, I keep track of where every dollar goes. I do this by collecting my receipts throughout the day and adding them to my expense tracker at night. At the end of the month, I go through every line on my expense tracker and highlight like categories and total up the different colors at the top of each page of my expense tracker. For example, all of my food spending, groceries and eating out, will be highlighted in green. All of my child expenses will be highlighted in blue, and all of my debt payments will be highlighted in yellow. All of my car expenses, which such as gas and maintenance, will be highlighted in pink, and so on. Number 4, fixed expenses versus variable expenses. With the cash envelope system, some of your expenses will be fixed and paid online, like your regular bills, and some of your spending will be variable expenses, which fluctuate in value from month to month. The cash envelope stuffing is meant for variable expenses that fluctuate month to month. So let's talk about these two types of expenses. Fixed expenses are expenses in your monthly budget that never change. For example, your car payment will always be $250 a month. The value of these expenses are what I like to call in stone. There's no option to change them in most cases. Examples of fixed expenses include car payment, life insurance premiums, cable and internet, and cell phone bill. Variable costs are not set in stone. For example, one month you might spend $30 on clothes. The next month you might spend $400. You have complete control over how much you spend on those items. Examples of variable expenses include clothes, food, household items, and etc. Once you've determined which categories in your budget are variable expenses, you need to establish limits for each of those categories. Number 5, make envelopes labeled with each spending category. You can use blank envelopes and label each one with one or different markers to differentiate the categories. For example, one envelope label with the red marker is representing the monthly cable bills. Another envelope with the blue label is representing the monthly grocery category. You can categorize your envelopes according to your own choice. Number 6, decide when you want to pull out cash. Finally, start spending straight from the envelopes. Stay conscious of the fact that there is a finite amount of cash in those envelopes, and that when you're out, you can't just dip into the next one, as this will leave your other categories with a shortfall. I'm a paycheck budgeter, which means I budget my money based on when I get paid. On my paydays, the 5th and the 20th, I go to the bank after paying my bills online and withdraw cash from my envelopes. This means I'm withdrawing cash from my envelopes twice a month. If you want to budget your money monthly, you'll need to pull out enough cash for your envelopes to last the entire month. Number 7, stuff your envelopes. After figuring out when you want to pull your cash out for your envelopes, usually after you get paid, it's time to stuff your envelopes. This is by far one of my favorite parts. Add up the total cash you need to fund all of your envelopes, either for the month or until your next paycheck if you're a paycheck budgeter, and go to the bank and make a cash withdrawal. This step usually takes place after you're finished paying all of your fixed expenses or bills online. Your budget should dictate how much cash you need to put in each envelope. For example, if you've budgeted $200 for food, then put $200 in your food envelope. Do the same for each of the different envelope categories you've created. Number 8, benefit of cash envelope stuffing. One of the biggest problems I see with people who are in debt or who are just starting out with budgeting is that they have no clue about how much they spend. This results in depending on credit cards and spending more than they make month after month. If you do this long enough, it can result in huge amounts of debt. The cash envelope system is a visual system. I think that's why it's so successful. If you think about it, many people overspend not because they don't have enough income, but because they don't know or can't see where their money is going every month. The visibility that the envelope gives you lets you see exactly how much cash you have left to spend, all within your income limits. If you stick to your cash envelopes, there is no way you can overspend. This is a very efficient way, and it's a very good habit. This was how cash envelope stuffing works. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you can join the Luxury Mojo squad and be part of the channel. Thanks for watching the video.